Hello and welcome to a brand new series of Farming Simulator 25. This series is going to depend on you and the viewership on how long it goes. To be frank, I don't get a lot of views on these, so it's, to me, not worth the time to put these in. A couple of things I'm going to say before I get started. Number one, there will be no editing to the video. It will be exact gameplay. Sometimes it might be a little bit boring. If it is a little boring, hey, get up and go use the restroom, get yourself a cup of coffee, you know, do some chores in the background during the boring parts. But you know what, you can kind of get an idea of what we're going to do here in that kind of a gameplay. We are going to do, I've downloaded a bunch of mods, and we're actually going to try the 4 bridges mod. This is going to be a European map, and we're going to go just like that. We're going to have to learn the map together. I am no expert. Here's an idea of the mods that we're running. If you're curious, not all the mods out there. A couple of things we are running is better contracts, just so you are aware. A lot of vehicles and tractors. We are running the liftable pallets, but we also have the auto load on. And I believe I have super strength on there as well. So we're going to hit that start button and see how long it takes to load this thing up. But again, as I go, this series is really dependent on you, the viewer, where it goes and how far we go into this. I can't emphasize that enough. This is some content that you like and you haven't subscribed to the channel. You know what? Consider subscribing to the channel. Another thing is hitting that like button will help get this content out to more people. And if it is something you like, it will help extenuate the series and get it to go a little bit farther. Alrighty, we're done. So, before I hit that start button, I have not did this map ever. I just downloaded it the other day. I don't know what it looks like except from the pictures on the download part of the mod. So here we go. I'm going to use the same character. This is kind of how I would dress in the fall. And looks like we're on a lookout tower at the moment. Kind of interesting. Let's take a look at this map. Okay, our vehicle shop's there, so that's where we're really going to want to know where we're at. 44. They don't go in numerical order. It looks like there's 47 purchasable plots of land. I'm not for sure. We are up here. I'm not quite for sure where we would be at. When it comes to where the start point would be. It would probably be field 39. That's pretty expensive, but let's go check this field out. This is probably the starting point of the game. Looks like the homes are over here. Looks like we got some grass here. We could harvest that if we were here. I did put on save anywhere, or, you know, advance the day or the month, because I don't know, since we didn't, if there's a save spot. Well, this is the house, so let's take a look. I don't see a save spot. Nothing there. I'm going to say there's not, so it's a good thing that I did that. So if we want to buy the starting point house, this is where we would be at. And this has some, you know, barns, some storage, pretty decent there. And that is close to the shop. But, yeah, you have the grass field there. And that gives you a pretty decent area. There's a farmland there. The fields are pretty big. What shop is that? That's the warehouse, okay. So the first thing we need to do after we looked at that is we need to get ourselves to 0 money. You know, one thing I'm thinking about doing is putting ourselves in debt, saying we have a bunch of money that we owe, and we got to work ourselves out of debt and support ourselves. Okay, let's look at things we can do. So baling is a pretty decent job. Both of these are close to where we're at. Huh, that's an interesting way to do it. Is that square bales? That's square bales. That's square bales. Harvesting. That's kind of far away. We probably won't start harvesting yet. What I am thinking we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to borrow that. And then we're going to accept that contract. Ah, we can't do 2 contracts at once. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. Not let me do. And is this square? Nope, that's round bale. We're going to try to do square bales first. So let's go get into our tractor. There we go. And let's go on the big map. Okay, so I do like that. We can kind of see. We're going to go up to field 25 first. Boy, these roads are small. Look at that. Not used to the good old European road. Look how tiny that is. Can't drive your tractors around these roads very well. Okay, put that in square mode. We need to unfold the bale. We need to turn it on, and then we need to lower it. And there we go. can't see, the trees are in the way. Oh boy, this is some bad bailing there. This baler is almost too big for the corners here. Alright, while we're doing the baling here, we started in the month of August. We'll come back and catch that in a minute. There we go. It says we're 32% complete. There we go, we dropped our first bale. First job making a little bit of cash. You know, if more baling jobs come up, especially if they're square baling jobs, we'll try to take those this month. I'm going to try to limit our gameplay to somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Maybe we split the day up into two, where we do half of it in like the first part of the day and the other half in the second part. That might work out pretty well. Okay, I'm going to actually try to skip 2 of these this time. Let's come in here like this and see how much of that I can get. Oh, we got all of that. That's awesome. It has a pretty good ability to grab, pretty good width of grabbing the straw or hay. Let's move like that. A little bit left over, but we'll come back and catch that in a bit. This field is 75% complete. A nice relaxing game this is. In November we'll have a little new DLC that'll come out, the fishing one. And we're going to try that out, but at the moment we want to see how this goes. We're going to try to grab that little bit there. There we go. Then we're going to swing back by and grab this a little bit. And then we're going to finish our job. And then we can run down to field 3 and knock that one out. This is definitely a European map, and I do have to say that the roads are definitely a little narrower than what I would say I would be used to. There we go, we are finished. Now can we unload the remaining bales? Let's stop. There we go. So we got to turn it off. The rest of it in there will not unload. Okay. Hold it up, raise it up, and then let's hightail it down to our next field. No fences, so these guys won't care if I do this. No yielding to me. I do have the right of way. Okay. Where's our field at? Must be right over there. This must be our field right here. You're going to get some bonus straw. Hope you're happy with that. Oops. Thought I turned it on. Lift B. There we go. This is definitely a bigger piece of property. Yeah, I'm just using that to cut this and turn quickly. Let's shrink that field up a little bit. So, if you made it this far in the video, why don't you guys tell me what you like to do when you're playing Farming Simulator, whether it's this current edition or if it's one of the older ones. What is your favorite crop to farm and harvest? Because I'd have to think that most people would probably have a specific kind that they like to do, maybe because of, you know, extra monetary reasonings to it or whatever, but it's kind of my thought process there. So why don't you share your opinion on that? Alrighty, we made our first complete circle or rotation around this. I do have to say, for doing contract work, I don't mind doing the baling and the bale wrapping. They're quick, they're pretty simple to do. That one's gonna drop soon. Kinda in my way. We didn't get that line there, and I think we have one more line coming across the top, but we might catch that here. I think I got an idea for that one. See, that bale is right in my way right there. Going to try to get it very quick. Just missed a little bit of it. That's okay. I might not have to come back and get that. I don't know. We had extra straw in the baler, so there is the possibility we won't have to come back and get that. So picking up field 3 might not be a bad idea if we look at picking up the field or the land 39 as our farmland. I would almost consider breaking this up into 2 fields. I mean, this is a pretty good sized field. And if I broke it up into 2 fields, what I'd probably do is try to maintain one crop that would harvest at opposite times of the year. So maybe one fall, October, maybe rotate soybean and corn. And then maybe the other one be something like, I don't know, something that makes some cash. Could probably do wheat and maybe sorghum on the other one. Canola runs too late in the year. You need something to harvest in like June, July. Corn would be an October harvest. At least in the area that I grew up, that's when it was. See, we come here and we catch this line right here. Along, if it's not 60%, it won't drop until we go down this line here. Might be able to do oats. field one's really big. That should be split into two for sure. For sure. And this field is almost done. We are 80% complete. After we get done with this pass, we only got a couple of passes left, and I don't even think we'll need to finish the last pass. I could be wrong, but once we get this done, we'll go take a look at the store and see what's in the used equipment. This gives us around 10,000 cash. I think when I get done with this here, I'm going to go get me something to eat. I'm a little hungry. We're already 30 minutes in on this thing, and yeah, the way this looks, I think we're going to split the days into part 1 and part 2. So each episode will be a little bit of both parts. Now, if it forces me to get that little chunk down there, we know where the excess is. I'm hoping it doesn't force me to come back down here to get that. The aspect that I'm 96% complete. Seems like it's not wanting to get to that 100 very quick. Come on. There we go. Turn off. Dump. And there we go. Let's go take a look at our contracts. There is a bale wrapping contract we could do. There's 2 bale wrapping contracts. I would probably go with that one. I'm not too familiar with that tractor, but there we go. But before we do that, let's complete this one. We're going to collect that. And you know what? Let's collect that as well. That puts us up to $9,000, and let's check the used market on things that we could buy. Now, this does, what kind of bales does this do? I'm assuming this is square bales. It is square bales. That might be a thing we could look at picking up, but I would almost be more apt to go after a round baler. Okay. That's a cultivator. 6 meters. That might be something I'd be interested in picking up. To mow, how wide is that? 7 meters? That's not too bad. Okay. Just taking a look at different things that are available in the used market. Could always get ourselves a truck. The problem is if I'm going to spend $53,000, I might as well be buying myself a tractor of some sort. At least at this point in time. Alright, so let's go back in. We're at 35 minutes, so we need to do some contracts. I am thinking there's a mowing contract. I'm thinking we might do these hoeing contracts. I mean, it's basically the same thing. Two different ones. Maybe we'll go with that one there. We're going to have to lease, so we're going to have to borrow. So we definitely did that. And then we can accept that. Boom. And now we got 2 contracts up and going. We can hop ourselves into our tractor. Pick up our weight here. Zoom out our map. So we got field 19 and field 33. We're pretty close to field 33, so let's cruise up to that one, knock that one out real quick. Shrink our map at the moment, and then we want to unfold this. And did we lower that? Yeah, we lowered. The weeder is low. Yeah, it's doing a percentage. I was trying to figure out if we were in good shape. So the weeding, we can travel pretty fast going through the field, so this might be something that we look at getting first, is a weeder or something to hoe. I think they called this hoeing, so... The biggest problem with this is actually seeing what we're doing here. I guess we could turn the lines on. periodically I do see some weeds in between the rows here. I'm not quite for sure how this doesn't just destroy the crop here. Whatever crop it is. We're definitely over halfway done. Probably would ruin the machinery running across the road with it lower, but okay. Alright, we're 80% complete. If we gotta hit that last little bit, we will. We're 94% complete right now. They're making us do this whole build. 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, there we go. Let's lift and fold, and then pull the map up and see where I need to go from there. I thought I was folding. Need to do a little bit of construction here and widen up these roads. Okay, we could turn right up here. We're gonna go a new way, never gone down this road before. But it does lead me to where I'm going. I was just going to mention I didn't see a lot of vehicles, but I guess I'm incorrect on that. Okay, here's our field we need to take care of. This is a long field. And we really can't see what we're doing in this one. We might have to get the edges again. if we don't complete it. At least on the other side. I'm getting the edges here for sure. For sure. Alright, one complete circle around the entire field got me 40%. That's pretty darn good. Got a little bit of static in my earphone. I don't like that. I'm hoping you guys can't hear that. Alrighty, we are at 71% complete. I know I'm doing a little excess overlap here, but I'm not quite for sure. What I've got and what I haven't got. Well, it says 90% complete, but I don't know how that could be. I'm just going to follow right along this line right here, and then we'll go in between the two on the next one. Oh, no, we're going to complete this thing. Bam. I don't know how we did that. I'm going to be pretty straightforward on that one. Alright, let's hit our escape button. Let's see. Oops. We will worry about that later. We have these hoeing ones. Are there any more hoeing? At the moment, no. A lot of harvesting, and maybe we will try to do some harvesting. We could do field 18, not a problem, just from there to here. A lot of money. So I do like that. So we are going to collect, and we are going to collect. And then we're going to choose 2 contracts for us to start with on our next episode. Bale wrapping, those are easy, but I don't know if that's the way we want to do it. Cultivating, probably not. The issue with harvesting is how far are we traveling? So this is pretty close. We'd be able to cut through there and up and over, and it's close. So, and what are we harvesting? Oats. So let's borrow. Boom. We're going to take that contract. This one is oats as well, and this is right next to it as... Yeah, so we're going to accept that contract. And do we have another oat one? Canola. I don't think so. When I look at these, both of these contracts go right here. Those are two quick ones. And when I say quick, it's going to take a little bit of time. And we're going to do that on our next episode because we're right at 55 minutes. But we got some work for our next. We've got $14,000. Look at our active contracts are going to pull us another 12, which gives us about 26. So, by end of day, with 26,000, we could get a cultivator, a spader, probably not. What's this? I want to look at this machine. They say this is used to seed, but I think you need to have a seeder to go with it, so probably not that. We could buy ourselves a cheap tractor. A tractor like this wouldn't be a bad buy, at least to start. This is a light tractor, so it's not a great one, but if we said no to that, yeah, we might as well have that on there. It would get us around. Not a lot of horsepower, though. 52,000. How many horses is that? 123? It could run that machine, so these two could be paired up. I don't like that baler, so I'm not even interested in buying it. That cultivator might not be a bad buy, but it's only 6 meters. Trying to look at what horsepower, I think that's only 56 hours used. And that's a mower, and it says unrealistic, but, you know, if we could get something like that, that'd be pretty decent. Anyway, I think that's where we're at. You know, we might do one more mission. Let's come over here. I was thinking about this. This is something that I like doing. We're in line. Just to get us right at an hour on this, we'll buy a saw for $1,000. Oh, we could go cheap. $950. Don't know what the mod difference is, but hey, let's buy the $950 one. Bam. So we spent $950. And we can escape, and then we can go to contracts, and Deadwood, 1200, 8 trees. We can accept this. Wait a minute. What do they want me to do? So we can sell the trees afterwards. We're not there yet, but we can accept that contract. And then we can go over... We need to look here. Where's our Deadwood? Our Deadwood's right here. We can visit. We're right in the middle of it. Now all we got to do is find our dead trees. Take a look and see what it looks like. Sometimes I like coming out of the field. I wonder... There are 8 trees in this thing. There's one of them right there. I see 2. Maybe even 3. Yeah. Cut her down. I see 4 of them now. You know, in this forest, it's pretty easy to see the Deadwood. Okay, 37% complete. There's one right there. Might be one or straight forward from this one. Two straight forward. 3. These spawn pretty quick. I think after we get this, we're looking for 1 tree, and it might be right there. So yeah, this was an easy contract. We only made $200 on this, but these are always easy contracts for us to do. This gets us right at the hour point as well. And there we go. Alrighty, so we are done with part 1 of day 1, which is nice and awesome. And if you made it this far, I'd like you to do a favor. I want you to put hi in the comments. That way I know that you have made it all the way to the end. So just type in a simple hello. You know what? I will know you made it to the end, and that'll kind of give me an idea of what I'm looking at and how often, number 1, how often I should load, and B, if this series should continue. With that said, stay safe, and bye for now.